Mobile gaming has changed a lot over the years, going from producing absolute classics to whatever this is. There is no doubt that a lot of people grew up on mobile games, and since the App Store's launch in 2008, millions of people have channeled their creativity in order to produce their own games. And between all of these games that were ever released, there's bound to be some that fall through the cracks and get lost to time. Today, we're talking about some of those games and how they became lost and eventually, years later, were actually found. Oh boy, I haven't talked about this one in a long time. Charlie the Steak was pretty much the reason I got into lost media in the first place. So many people were interested in the search and a great community was built around it. For those who don't know, Charlie the Steak is an interactive, quote-unquote, stress reliever game. It's kind of similar to the talking games we've covered in the past, such as Talking Tom and Talking Ben, but with a much more gory twist. Your goal in this game is pretty much to torture this steak as much as humanly possible, and doing so gives you meatballs which you can use to unlock further levels. When this game was released, it wasn't really met with a lot of popularity. It stayed pretty obscure until it pretty much dwindled off the face of the planet. But around this time, a meme started surfacing in which a photo of Charlie was being coupled with the song Vacation by Dirty Heads. I personally never saw this meme until I knew who Charlie the Steak was, but quite a lot of other people saw this meme, and they started questioning where this steak character was from. And that's when they came across some photos and screenshots of Charlie the Steak on the internet. So naturally, people went to the App Store to try to install the game, and found nothing. This is pretty much what sparked the search for Charlie the Steak. Multiple people, including myself, were making videos about it, trying to bring the game to the attention of as many people as possible. And it worked. We ended up getting the attention of pretty much the best person in this situation, which was the original creator of the game. Now here's the issue. A big part of why so many mobile games are lost today is because of a single iOS update. iOS 11 removed support for 32-bit applications in favor of 64-bit apps. And any developer whose apps were 32-bit needed to update their app or it would be removed from the App Store. Apple gave developers a couple of years to do this, but by 2021, every 32-bit app was completely removed from the App Store. What's interesting is the fact that the number of apps on the App Store actually peaked in 2017 at 2.2 million apps. But by the time 2021 rolled around, there were only 1.8 million apps on the App Store. This means that over the course of those few years, Apple removed more than 400,000 apps from the App Store. So you can imagine how many of these apps are just completely lost to this day. There's also the issue of when a developer is no longer making money from their apps. You see, if you want to develop and upload your own app to the App Store, you need an Apple developer account, which costs $99 per year. To some that may seem like a lot, and to some that may not seem like very much, but when a developer isn't getting that many downloads on their app, there's really no reason for them to keep paying for it, and once you stop paying for it, any apps you've uploaded to the App Store will be taken down. Until you start paying again, of course. A combination of these two situations is what caused Charlie the Steak to become lost in the first place. Not only was it a 32-bit app, but the developer just stopped paying for the Apple developer account. But once word got around that the app was gaining popularity, the developer reinstated their Apple account and updated Charlie the Steak to work on 64-bit devices, allowing people to install the game again and rendering it fully found. The next two games are pretty related to each other. We're talking about Talking Patrick and Talking SpongeBob. What's so unique about these games is the fact that we really weren't even fully sure that they existed. The only proof we had of their existence were a couple of screenshots on the internet and a single YouTube video from 12 years ago.
We are doing an iPhone app review for Talking Patrick. So, Patrick, you can shake him violently, make him laugh, make him say random things.
Patrick Star, you are one smart shopper.
And, you could also record and play the things that you made him.
Will there be nachos there?
That's my recording. And plus you can record by using the record button or hit back to go back to the shaking thingies.
This video was uploaded by CK the Frog on YouTube in 2012, and the video today has over 2 million views. Once it became apparent that this game was lost, people started flooding to the comment section of this video and asking the creator if they still had access to the Apple account that this game was on. And this is the response we got. Those looking for the app, don't bother asking me for it. I don't have it or the Apple account anymore. I moved on to Android and got rid of all my Apple stuff. Good day. So that was pretty much a dead end, and all hope was lost until a person by the name of WaffleGuy3610, nice name by the way, came along claiming that they actually had the Talking Patrick app on their old iPhone. Obviously this was great news, but there were a couple of issues. You see, when you go to extract and upload an IPA file for others to use, you need to either jailbreak your device or use a method to decrypt the IPA file. Not everyone knows how to do this, and the first time that the IPA file was quote-unquote found, it was actually still encrypted, and so no one could really use it. It was pretty much just a random file and anything could have been on it. But some very helpful people were able to get in contact with Waffle Guy and help him decrypt the app so that everyone was able to download it and play it for themselves. In a very similar fashion, Talking SpongeBob was also found in the same way that Talking Patrick's found, by the same person as well. But for some reason, Talking Patrick was a lot more popular and sought after, so Talking SpongeBob was just kind of an extra. Our final app for this video is Talking Annoying Orange. This game was developed by a company called Gigabyte Solutions. And as far as we know, the real Annoying Orange company had nothing to do with this game's development. The main reason we know of this game's existence was because of a gameplay review from the channel Crazy Mike Apps, in which he pretty much played through the entire game, but other than that, information about this game was very scarce. Now, while we were never able to find the app ourselves, 2 prototype versions of the app were actually discovered. The gameplay will be playing in the background, but these apps were different from the version that was in Crazy Mike's video, but they were clearly from the same developer. So I made a video on TikTok about the prototypes, and after that, nothing else was found about the game for months. Until very recently, when one of my viewers looked the game up on the App Store and suddenly it was back under the name Talking Orange. And lo and behold, the developer was Gigabyte Solutions. Now, this was obviously not something that we just missed previously, like we didn't forget to check the App Store. What probably happened was the developers stopped paying for their Apple developer account, and so their entire collection of apps was taken down from the App Store. But at some point in recent time, probably in the last month or two, they got the idea to start paying for the account again, which put all of their apps back up. Now, we haven't heard a word from these developers, and we really don't have a way to reach them, so we have no idea what inspired them to do this, but it's certainly a very interesting way for lost media to get found. It pretty much just found itself, and it saved us a lot of work. Now, I'm sure this game probably still violates some type of copyright law, and it's probably the reason they changed the name from Talking Annoying Orange to just Talking Orange, probably to avoid getting sued by the Annoying Orange company. So let me know what you guys thought about these apps, and if you liked this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Also, comment down below which lost apps would you like me to cover next. See ya!